December 9th through December 15th. And there's a lot of fire. We start off with the moon entering Aries at 8:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 9th. Then we have Mars in Leo. We have Mercury in Sagittarius. So we've got a lot of fire going on, all right? Things can get feisty. And remember that square, that 90-degree angle between Mercury, the planet of communication, and Saturn, the planet. Watch your words, because there can be a lot of repercussions to it. And there's spice. So, put it into your love life, but don't put it into arguments, because you're going to revisit all of this time period. Okay. Now, we have Tuesday the 10th. The moon will be in Aries. And at least on Tuesday the 10th, we have the planet Mercury trining the planet Mars. So Mercury, the communication, Mars action, they have a trine going on. That's a helpful thing. And my advice for you on the 10th is to try to see the humor in it all, okay? There's some Sagittarius energy going on, and we're still right in the heart of Sagittarius season. Sagittarius is a good comedian, and sometimes when there's all these squares and all these retrogrades going on, you just have to find the humor, okay? Now, Wednesday the 11th, you want to stay cool, and you're going to want to stay grounded. There's the moon is in Taurus, and it's square Venus, and in Capricorn, and we got a bunch of squares going on between the moon and Mars and Venus. So the bottom line is stay cool and stay grounded. I recommend rose water spritz. I love to just squirt with rose water. Rose is said to be very high vibration. Okay. Part of why rose oil costs so much. All right. And so rosewater spritz is nice, calming, and then grounding stones. So you can be putting, some of the black stones in your pocket, like shungite or hematite. But I would be using, I like to use red jasper, something like that, something that feels earthy. Stones keep you grounded in general, but there's some that are more conducive to grounding energy. So find your stones. Now we move into the moon moves into Taurus on the morning on the 11th, the beautiful Venus sign Taurus. Okay. And so on the 12th, I said, don't waste your money. Stay focused on your work. And we were kind of noticing, with Mars retrograde, it's really easy to kind of get pulled into spending money on stupid things that we regret. So be really careful there while we have the moon in Taurus, which rules money, on the 12th into the 13th, Friday the 13th. The moon will move into Gemini right after lunch. Okay. And it looks like the square with Mercury, the planet of communication, and Saturn ends. So that's kind of nice. And we're going to start going into a Venus trine Jupiter time. That's going to be together with Pluto. So there's a lot of opportunities for passion. There's a lot of opportunities for good monies to come in with Venus trine Jupiter conjunct Pluto, which is now in the sign of Aquarius. This kind of has written on it to me you could have a really good friend, you single people, who maybe have thought about dating, or this is a good time where it could show up. Okay. But remember, don't push too hard. Mars is in its retrograde. Mercury is still retrograde until Sunday the 15th. So on Saturday, it's really social energy, but just avoid drama, because Jupiter's involved. And when Jupiter's involved, everything gets really big. So let love get big. Don't let the drama get big. Okay. Now, Sunday the 15th, we're heading into this full moon, and this full moon is at 23 degrees Gemini. And this is about, it's interesting because it's 23 degrees Gemini, but the sun is in Sagittarius season, right? They're right across from each other. And this full moon is going to be conjunct Jupiter, and Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, okay? And Jupiter makes things bigger. So there's going to be a lot of choices. You're going to be pulled in two directions. There's going to be a square with Neptune, so it's going to make things cloudy, but there's a trine with Pluto and Venus, and let's focus on this trine. There's an opportunity for big love. There's an opportunity for big money. And I wrote, let the Christmas shopping begin. Okay. So it would be in your best interest to postpone your Christmas shopping. And this is from a shop owner. I hate to say it, but maybe little purchases before then, but the Christmas shopping really can start to kick into gear once Mercury goes direct at 3:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday the 15th. Now, Mars will still be in retrograde, so, you can't push things too hard, but I would begin making your list, sticking to it. Now, let's pull a few cards for you for the week of 12/9 through 12/15. Thank goodness this Mercury retrograde comes to an end this week. We were talking about don't waste your money, and we're talking about how things are still a little foggy and how you have to stay grounded. So let's see what the cards have to say here. Working with a few different decks. This Yuletide one is brand new to me, so it's kind of exciting to pull them live because I really haven't seen them before. Card number 1 is the 9 of Gifts. And the gifts is the earth element in this deck. So everything's kind of there, and everything's really beautiful, and she actually just gets to enjoy the gift of the season, okay? And remember I was saying, don't waste money this week. She's kind of probably planned her gifts way in advance, that she's able to relax this second week in December and not have to rush out because she planned ahead and she didn't waste. She wasn't into impulse buying. Now, the 5 of Candles is here, and the candles is the fire element. So this is 5 of Wands. And it looks like dinner's over. Oh, and it looks like they're looking over the bill. So maybe they're out at a restaurant. That's funny because we were saying don't waste money. Okay, so maybe plan ahead for this. There's just showing kind of somebody's going to get stuck with that bill. Okay, so have a plan. If you're going out to dinner, have a plan in it, maybe in advance who's paying or how much you're paying, all that kind of stuff. Now you got the World card. This is like a kitchen garden here from the Herb Crafters Tarot. I don't know this plant, Pachamama. I don't know that, but I do know it's a kitchen garden. And the World card is a card of closure and a success, and it's a Saturn card. We've had a lot of Saturn energy, okay? So I do see things all kind of coming together. Also, this is an herb garden, and so it's kind of almost I don't know, I kind of get the vibe cook at home, okay? And your next card is the Ace of Emotions, the Ace of Cups here. So there's a lot of emotion going on, but the Ace of Emotions is the Cup of Satisfaction. All right. So have a beautiful week.